Hello everyone, this is RJ Aaliya और yes, I'm super duper excited आज भी वैसे आप मुझे सुनते हैं 92.7 बिग एफएम पे और आज हम जिस सब्जेक्ट के बारे में बात करेंगे उसके बारे में मैं आपको बताऊंगी लेकिन बिफोर दैट जस्ट इमेजिन वन एंड ओनली एंड यू कैन से अगर हिंदी में अगर हम कहें तो सिर्फ और सिर्फ मैं और अगर एस्मिस में कहूँ तो मैं एकमात्र मैं वेल अपने लैंग्वेज में अगर आप इस दुनिया में वन एंड ओनली है तो बस मुझे वीडियो करके भेज दीजिए क्योंकि हमारा मोटो ही यही है कि जो भी स्टूडेंट्स है जो भी लोग फिलहाल हमें देख रहे हैं हमें पूरा भरोसा है कि ये सारे के सारे पीस वन एंड ओनली है इस दुनिया में जस्ट लाइक मी सो बस अपने भाषा में चाहे वो हिंदी हो इंग्लिश हो बंगाली हो उड़िया हो तमिल हो तेलुगु हो एनी रीजनल लैंग्वेज दैट यू स्पीक उसमें सिर्फ वन एंड ओनली रिकॉर्ड करके अपने फ्रंट कैमरा से मुझे भेज देना है और मेरा व्हाट्सएप नंबर है 9854059327 यस फटाफट भेजिए इससे मैं एक यूनिक वीडियो बनाने वाली हूँ आप भी मेरे साथ होंगे इस वीडियो में वैसे ये वीडियो कौन सा होगा वो अब मैं नहीं बताऊंगी सिर्फ और सिर्फ आप अपना ये जो वीडियो है ना वन एंड ओनली उसे मुझे भेज दीजिए उसके बाद मैं एक बहुत ही बेहतरीन और बड़ा सा वीडियो बनाने वाली हूँ वन एंड ओनली का बस इन सभी इंफॉर्मेशन के लिए जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ अब मुद्दे की बात करते हैं बहुत दिनों से हम डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट्स के ऊपर बात कर रहे हैं कि किस तरह से आप अपने हायर स्टडीज को आगे लेके जा सके कौन सा आपका करियर हो किस तरह की स्टेबिलिटी हो बहुत सारी बातों के बारे में हमने हमारे बहुत सारे सीरीज पर ये जो सीरीज फिलहाल चल रहा है असम डॉन बॉस्को यूनिवर्सिटी की ऑफिशियल फेसबुक पे ये है साउथ इंडियन बैंक प्रेजेंट्स ये शाम स्टूडेंट्स के नाम पावर्ड बाय बाबरी फाइनेंशियल सॉल्यूशन और आज जिस सब्जेक्ट के बारे में हम बात करेंगे ये सब्जेक्ट बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट है क्योंकि इसके बिना तो कुछ भी नहीं चलता इससे पैसा बहुत अच्छी तरह से जुड़ा हुआ है I'm talking about economics. मैं भी इकोनॉमिक्स की स्टूडेंट थी सिर्फ 2 साल पढ़ पाई शायद मेरे में उतना इंटरेस्ट नहीं था उस सब्जेक्ट को लेकर या ऐसा कोई मेरे साथ नहीं था जो मुझे इस सब्जेक्ट्स के साथ अच्छी तरह से रूबरू करवा सके but today I am going to have a very special professor with me and we are going to discuss a lot of things about the subject called economics she is Dr. Kasturi Goswami assistant professor stage 1 PhD in economics from Guwahati University and along with that she is associated with many journals and also she is working to create more awareness on this subject called economics and to make the students life brighter in all respect. Hello ma'am and welcome to the series.
Hi Aaliya, thank you for joining me in the series.
Thank you and the pleasure is all mine. So first let's start with your student life because generally we always have this mindset for science. The students should opt for science so that they can be doctor, engineer, and after that we give more importance to other subjects. So your student life as an economic student.
Actually, Aaliya, I had a huge momentum from my family to go towards literature, and but I wanted to study statistics, but then statistics was not an option because I joined B. Borua College, and there at that point of time they were not offering honors. So I went to literature. For some time I studied, and then I somehow did not enjoy it, and I switched to economics. And interestingly, economics was so interesting, and my teachers were able to garner so much interest in me that I ended up doing my master's, PhD, and right now I am in this teaching profession.
Right. So I can understand that. That is the reason. Yeah. Yeah, that is the reason why I was saying that, we need a special teacher so that we can understand the subject very well. I think you are lucky in that case as a student, and now the students are lucky to have a teacher like you.
I hope so. That's like me.
Your life now as a professor of economics, because you are supposed to deal with so many students, of different age group, like from the BS, if you say for the graduation or maybe for masters. So now your life as a economics professor.
I would rather say not age group, but it is the mindset of the students. because every student is different, and it's like, having different sets of locks, and every key is different, so you have to unlock them, and then you have to work accordingly with them. Some
Right.
have this inborn interest in the subject, but some you have to, actually nurture them to the extent that they develop an interest in the subject, because it might not be their first choice. Someone must have actually pushed them, or it was just peer pressure, but then you
Right.
have to develop them in the process. So that is one of the most, challenging job as a teacher for me.
Right, right. True. And I really like this line that every lock is different and we need a different key for that. This is the essence of how we understand our child better or our student better. Thank you so much for this mental attitude because we really need this at this point of our. But now, ma'am, moving on to the tips and the tricks in economics. Every subject has its own tricks and tips and the easy ways. So, any tips for students who really wanted to go for economics, but they think, no, this is a very tough subject, we need to do that and this. So, what are your tips for them?
Alia, the thing is, there is no shortcut for any subject. As a matter
Right.
of fact, nothing is easy and nothing is hard. You know, the provided you internalize it. So you have to internalize whatever you are doing, you have to internalize and feel it from the core. Once you do that, that is the easiest way to get through a subject or sail through a certain subject matter. So if you
Right.
can just put your perspectives right, then you will definitely excel in the subject. That is the only key towards excelling in the subject.
Wow, wow, that's really good because nothing is tough, nothing is easy. It's our perception how we understand the subject well. Well, ma'am, now moving on to like different career prospects that we can have when we choose the subject called economics, according to you.
Yes, see, most of us, when we study economics or as a matter of subject, any subject from humanities and social science, we think that we have to, go for the teaching job. But
Yes.
economics is one subject that opens many doors for you. I can virtually, I vouch for it. You can choose a career in finance. You can, move to some other social sciences like maybe sociology. You can move towards MSW. You can, choose your path. You can go for a MBA. You can go for a research job. There are very good research institutes across the country in the world. And if you're lucky enough, you never know, you might end up with World Bank and other such, big organizations, of repute. And you don't know where it will take you. But the key is you have to work really, really very hard. So this is just some career options I'm giving you. If you keep on searching, there will be many other new fields that are coming up.
Right, right. And I'm just asking this though it's out of I didn't mention about this question earlier, but ma'am, do you think that we need to add economics as a subject in a very early stage so that every should understand the importance of this subject, from not exactly from a very young age or maybe from a school level, but somewhere I felt that we can add this so that a person can understand the economics of their country. What do you think on that?
Uh, See, adding the subject, what my perspective is this, that yes, we can definitely, if not from a very young age, but we can slowly and steadily make our children understand the dynamics of an economy, because economics is everywhere, right from
Yes.
purchasing a pencil to right from purchasing a Mercedes, right? So economics is everywhere. So the only thing is this, that we need to, nurture the young minds in the right direction. We don't need to, put them into a very strict regulation and environment, but still, with very slowly and steadily, we can nurture their minds to understand. And even if they don't opt for the subject later, they still understand the dynamics. We can definitely do that.
Right, right. It's well said. Well, ma'am, now my last question to you is that your tips for parents as well as students, because see, we see that each and every parents is really conscious about their child. You know, they always want their child to do best, to get good marks in all the subjects, whatever the subject they are choosing. But as a professor, as someone who are always associated with students, because you know that student or every student is different. So, what kind of a message you would like to give to the parents as well as the students?
Okay, so see, there is a lot of peer pressure on us, lot and lot. And our parents, it's all marks kind of thing. It's no longer we are not concentrated how much the students are learning. It's more about the mark. But one problem as a teacher, I find is, I don't know, I'm sorry if I'm not politically correct, that parents have this tendency to push their children towards something which they don't like. It is more like
Yes.
having their unfulfilled desires getting fulfilled through their children. You should let your marks is very important, but at the same time you should allow your children to grow and enjoy the process of learning. If they enjoy the whole process of learning, they will definitely excel in the subject. But if they don't enjoy, no matter how much the parents push them, they're never going to excel it. And the students, if you choose something, it's not just economics, anything in your life, be it sports, music, studies, anything, just put your 100%. As I said, there is no shortcut to hard work. You have to work hard and give your 100% and internalize everything. Only then they can excel. So parents, don't push your children, and children, internalize anything in your life you do, and you will definitely excel in it.
Wow, wow. That's a very beautiful and a very strong and a very important message to the society. Because yes, we cannot push our children to an extent where they are not comfortable. And the children who are working or who really wanted to make their career in any profession, they have to give their 100%. And they have to analyze what they really like in life. Well, thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. And it's more than discussing about economics. It's all about that today we are discussing. It's all about life. You know, we should put this in our life also, because life is a very important subject in everybody's what we can say lifetime. Thank you so much,
Yes.
ma'am, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me in the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, ma'am will be with us, of course, throughout the entire conversation. But I'm going to have two more students with me who will be with me right now, and I'm going to discuss many topics with them. So now the list is too long, and as we all know, I have a problem, and that is short-term memory loss. So now I'm going to call upon here in this platform. He is Tridit Pal Tarong. Well, he's a second year BA economics student.
तो लाइक एज अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स तो अच्छा ही है लाइक, पर मेरा इतना इंटरेस्ट था नहीं इस सब्जेक्ट में, तो अब
Wow.
ग्रेजुअली अभी इंटरेस्ट डेवलप कर रहा हूँ। तो जब लाइक
So,
जब मैंने डिसीजन लिया था जी।
हाँ, तो ये जो डिसीजन मैं वही पूछने वाली थी, जब आपने कहा कि इनिशियली आपको इंटरेस्ट नहीं था पर अब धीरे धीरे आपको इंटरेस्ट आने लगा है इस सब्जेक्ट में,
जी
लेकिन जब आपने एडमिशन लिया था तो कोई प्रेशर था कि नहीं बेटा आपको तो ये पढ़ना है, ऐसा कुछ था?
नहीं जी, ऐसा कुछ प्रेशर कोई प्रेशर था नहीं मेरे ऊपर। लाइक ये डिसीजन मैंने खुद लिया था। लाइक क्या हुआ था कि
Okay.
लाइक ड्यूरिंग माय 12th आई वाज मोर फोकस्ड इन पॉलिटिकल साइंस एंड लॉजिक एंड फिलोसफी। तो मेरा माइंड में ये मोटिव था कि मुझे पॉलिटिकल साइंस में मेजर करना है। तो व्हेन आई
Hmm.
डिसाइडेड टू टेक एडमिशन हियर एट असम डॉन बॉस्को यूनिवर्सिटी, वहाँ पर मुझे मालूम चला कि इधर पॉलिटिकल साइंस का कोर्स ऑफर नहीं करते यूनिवर्सिटी। तो
Okay.
बहुत ही कंफ्यूज था उस समय में। तो
Hmm.
और मैथमेटिक्स और लाइक इकोनॉमिक्स में इनिशियली चूज नहीं करना चाहता, मेनली बिकॉज ऑफ वन रीजन कि वहाँ पर मैथमेटिक्स का एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट रोल होता है इकोनॉमिक्स में।
Yes. Hmm.
जी
फर्स्ट
तो
ईयर में
और
मिलेगा वो तुम।
जी फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में ही मिलेगा क्वांटिटेटिव मैथमेटिक्स वही। तो क्या हुआ कि लाइक मैं इतना श्योर नहीं था, तो
Hmm.
और मैथमेटिक्स हमेशा से लाइफ में एक वो चैलेंजिंग फैक्टर रहा है। तो उस कारण के वजह से मैं बहुत ही डरा हुआ था। तो बट देन आई थॉट कि अगर लाइफ में डिफिकल्टीज ही ना हो तो वो लाइफ ही क्या। तो विद दैट माइंडसेट आई डिसाइडेड टू ऑप्ट टेक इकोनॉमिक्स एज माय मेजर सब्जेक्ट। तो अभी तो फिलहाल बहुत ही अच्छा जा रहा है जर्नी। तो एंड आई एम फॉर्चुनेट टू हैव सच अमेजिंग फैकल्टीज इन योर डिपार्टमेंट, एंड जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ देम द जर्नी इज गोइंग एब्सोल्युटली वेल।
Wow, that's really nice, and the way you realize that when we understand the subject is easy. And अभी हमने आपके मैम से भी बात की, and she is also like every student is different, and we should invest our time like that. Now, what are your future plannings? क्या करना है future में?
So future plan like after graduation I'm planning to pursue my masters in economics. Then उसके
Okay.
बाद hopefully like I'm not sure about my PhD but देखा जाएगा, like बहुत time है अभी.
ओके, तो आप फिलोसफी आपको पसंद है, यू लाइक फिलोसफी राइट? तो सोचते ज्यादा हो या फिर लिखते वगैरह हो, या फिर हमेशा सोचते रहते हो कि लाइफ में क्या करना है? बिकॉज मैंने सुना है द स्टूडेंट्स हु लव फिलोसफी दे लव टू थिंक एंड एनालाइज ईच एंड एवरी मैटर इन अ डिफरेंट
जी.
वे। सो आप किस तरह से सोचते हो लाइफ को? जैसे अभी अभी आपने एक लाइन डायलॉग दे भी दिया कि लाइफ में अगर डिफिकल्टीज ना हो तो वो लाइफ कैसी है। तो क्या आप
हाँ
हर
वो है.
एक इश्यू को तो इस तरह से व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट लाइफ?
लाइफ मेरा मतलब लाइक तो अकॉर्डिंग टू मी लाइक मोस्टली आप प्रेजेंट मोमेंट में ज़्यादा ध्यान देना चाहिए. लाइक ज़्यादा इतना फ्यूचर ऑब्सेस नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर ज़्यादा इतना फ्यूचर ऑब्सेस होते हैं तो कोई तो प्रेजेंट मोमेंट खराब हो जाता है. तो एवरीथिंग तो आपका फ्यूचर लाइक प्रेजेंट मोमेंट ही डिसाइड करता है. तो मेरा वही.
वाह, दैट्स रियली नाइस। द लाइफ, हमारा जो प्रेजेंट मोमेंट है वही हमारे लाइफ को डिसाइड करता है। आई होप इस तरह की जो आपकी ये जो एक मेंटल स्ट्रेंथ है वो हमेशा बनी रहे। एंड इवन इवन ट्राई टू इस तरह के मेंटल स्ट्रेंथ को बनाने की कोशिश कीजिए दूसरों के बीच में भी। बिकॉज क्या होता है, देयर इज अ पॉइंट इन आवर लाइफ, जो आप अभी आपकी जो स्टेज है उसमें वी ऑलवेज बिलीव इन आवर फ्रेंड्स अ लॉट। तो अगर इस तरह की स्ट्रॉन्ग मेंटेलिटी रहेगी तो ऑफ कोर्स ऐसी दोस्ती तो हर किसी को चाहिए। Thank you so much for joining us, and all the very best for your future.
थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू फॉर हैविंग मी.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, now moving on to, I'm going to have a very special student with me because, the thing that he had invented or the thing that he had made is really, really important and very relevant at this point of time. Because we all know that Assam is facing a big problem every year, and that is floods. Every year the floods came and they create so much of havoc in the different districts of Assam. And this year also, so many people are affected by the Assam floods. So he had made a project which is really, really very relevant at this point of time, and I'm really happy to know about this project. So now I'm going to have Jayantajit. He's a BTech Computer Science 8th semester student, and he has made a system that is flash floods monitoring system, and still it's in the laboratory testing. But before that, we like to know about this. Hi, Janta, and welcome to the series.
Hello, ma'am.
And tell me something about this entire system, that you had made.
Uh, so firstly, I would go to the college as a university. So since our college has a MOU with NESAC, so NESAC is the Northeastern Space Research Center. It's in Naam, Shillong. So because of the MOU, we had a project sanctioned by NESAC. We got a grant of around 4.8 lakhs. So our plan was to deploy sensors in different parts of Guwahati city which are flood affected. So let's assume the place to be Anil Nagar. So every year Anil Nagar has a flood affected rate in the rainy seasons, mainly in June or July. So in that duration, the flood used to get flooded up to a chest height, and it used to stay for like 5 to 7 days at minimum, 5 to 7 days. So our sensors will be figured in those areas, in those roads, in the electric poles or self-contained systems. So those sensors will send data to NESAC servers. Data will be received. So initially, we don't have data for flood till now in the area of Anil Nagar or Nabin Nagar or other Chanmari area which are flood affected. So when we have the data, we can make our study based on the data and we can predict certain aspects. So let's consider the weather. So how do we predict the weather for like 7 days in advance?
Yeah.
We predict it from satellite weather system. So there are different organizations in India, like similar to NESAC. They are behind ISRO. They are branches of ISRO which used to predict the weather of the entire India. So what they do is they take the data from the satellite images and they perform calculations. So for the calculations, a lot of high power system is required. So it's not possible for a normal user to do it. For our systems to do it, we need a very hyper system, a server to do it. So based on those data, we can say that it will be raining on the third and fourth day of the week. So how much it will rain, we can also calculate the possibility that there are dispersed clouds, the amount of floods will be correspond to the amount of rains. But there is no wind system, but there are no system which can predict the amount of flood, the flash flood. So actually flash flood is it's not a stagnant flood, it's a moving flood. Suppose it will just be there in 1 second and it will go, it might not go for 5 to 6 hours. So it's not
Right.
steady, it's not a pond or drainage system, it's a flash flood. So our project is mainly focused on predicting the amount of flash flood. So let's say that Tuesday there will be rain of 5 millimeter. Let's say so 5 millimeter for so 5 millimeter is the amount of rain we have considered here. So when there 5 millimeter rain, there can be a major flash flood in some areas of Guwahati because they are low level areas. The sea level, the height between these is low, so the flood may be gathered there. So with our
Okay.
project, we can predict that flash flood. Is there any possibility of that flash flood occurring? Or if it occurs, how much time will it take to clear that flash flood? So
Okay.
according to that colors, we can send urgent notifications to the users, to the public living near or around the area or accessing their roads for daily communications.
and
So
and uh, yeah, and I also like to ask you something as you're explaining this, that this system is going to tell us that how much of water is still here in this particular area, or how much time will it take to go out from this area, because as we all know, in Guwahati there are different areas which take a lot of time to evacuate that water, or go back to its original place. So it will take some time. So what will this system is going to tell us about the amount of water, or how much time it will be there in this particular area, for example in Anil Nagar area. So will this tell us?
yes, ma'am, exactly. So it can also predict us that next week there
Okay.
may be a flash flood in this area. So it's better suggested to move off from that area or to avoid that road to avoid a flash flood. So we'll have
Okay.
sensors for measuring the flow level, the water flow level, the water level, the rain. Will connect all this data to AI. So AI system will predict will take the input from these sources, the local sources from Adinagar or different sensors, and will give them some predictions which will be accessible for the government body. So the government body, once they verify the data, they can publish this to the public around the areas.
Okay, okay, that's really great, because we need a such system in different areas, especially in Guwahati, so that we can predict the flash floods. So, did you submit this project to any of the organizations or the government? Because as we get to know that Assam State Disaster Management is really happy to see such kind of a projects. They are showing their interest. So the moment you submitted such projects to different organization, what kind of a response you are getting?
Yes, ma'am. So initially we had the presentation presented at NESA. Since because we have an MOU with NESA, we went there initially. So NESA has different priorities. So we were in the step of accepting the grant. So for that we went to ASDMA. So in ASDMA they were hoping to see a project just like ours. So they were pretty excited to see us doing this project. And for their reaction, we got accepted at NESA, and NESA has the amount, and we are currently executing the project. It's not been implemented in the different areas like Anil Nagar, Navi Nagar because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So most probably it will be implemented by the end of this year if you get the stocks of our products components.
Okay, okay, that's really nice, and congratulations for making such a wonderful project, which is a very much need of this hour. And do you think that not only for the flash floods, but the floods that Assam is facing, or Bihar is facing, or any other state is facing, they can also use this project?
Ma'am, actually, we need to pitch sensors in the different areas where it might be chance of floods. So let's say in different parts of Assam, there are floods, but those are low-lying areas, so we can't go and pitch sensors in every places. So
Right.
those are also floods which were used by the public, the roads, the main roads, the different housing colonies. So we can pitch sensors there, and we'll get a data from those sensors and have a prediction model done on them. So
Okay.
considering the flood in Assam, the different parts of Assam or Bihar, so the chances of applying our technology, our product in those affected areas is very low. I would
Okay.
say because those are mainly non-populated areas, wildlife areas or similar areas.
Okay, great, great. Amazing information on that, and best wishes for this project because we need more people like you who can think more about the nature, more about the people. Thank you so much for joining us today
Thank
on the
you, ma'am.
live. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I am going to say bye-bye to everyone. But before that, I have to tell you about the questions that I'm asking. आज का जो सवाल है जो मैं आपसे पूछने वाली हूँ, उस सवाल का आपको जवाब देना है और जवाब देने के बाद आपको बहुत सारे गिफ्ट्स भी मिल सकते हैं। और आज का जो सवाल है वो सवाल काफी इजी है अगर अब तक आपने हमारे इस पूरे एपिसोड को देख लिया है टिल नाउ। सो द क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द सिस्टम that is made by Jayanta Jain Gogoi. You have to tell me the name of the system which he had made to not exactly to control but to monitor the flood system. अगर आपने ध्यान से ये एपिसोड देखा है तो you're going to get the name right. वैसे इसके आगे के एपिसोड्स में भी मैंने आपसे बहुत सारे सवाल पूछे थे जिसका जवाब मेरे पास आया है और जिसके जो विनर्स है उनका नाम जो है मैं वो कोशिश करने वाली हूँ। एज वी नो मुझे कुछ भी याद नहीं रहता, दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव टू सी कि नाम किसका था। वैसे पहले मुझे याद था, बाय द टाइम ऑफ दिस सीरीज मैं भूल गई। वैसे सवाल ये था कि उस प्रोडक्ट का नाम मैंने पूछा था, जो हमारा पहला एपिसोड था उसमें एक एक कलेक्टर था जिसमें हम वेस्ट को कलेक्ट करते थे, उसका नाम मैंने आपसे पूछा था एंड द राइट आंसर इज ऑटोमेटिक सॉलिड वेस्ट कलेक्टर। बहुत सारे लोगों ने सही आंसर दिया है लेकिन उनमें से गौरंगा पानी सॉइकिया एंड सोनम कुमार गुप्ता को मिला है एक असम डॉन बॉस्को यूनिवर्सिटी की तरफ से सर्टिफिकेट जो डिजिटल सर्टिफिकेट है और इसमें मेरा सिग्नेचर भी है एंड आई रियली लव दैट सर्टिफिकेट एंड अलोंग विद दैट दे आर गोइंग टू गेट 1500 रुपीज का गिफ्ट वाउचर फ्रॉम साउथ इंडियन बैंक। So that's really nice and congratulations to all our winners. You can also be the winner, but you have to give me the answer of the the question that I had asked you right now just few minutes back, that what is the system to control floods or to give us the information about the flash floods in the city, the system that is made by John Tajit Gogo. You have to send me the names in our comment box or you can WhatsApp me at 98540593227. You are going to get a gift voucher and a digital certificate from Assam Don Bosco University. But before we wind up, I would like to add our professor and then Chudipal with me and Joyanta is still there. So thank you so much, Kosturi ma'am, for joining us. It was great pleasure talking to you. You're an amazing human being. I can make out from the way you are explaining the life of the students and way we should handle them. Thank you so much for having such a humble attitude towards students.
My pleasure, Aaliya. It's been a pleasure to be on
Thank you
your
so
show.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Chudipal, thank you so much for joining us. And keep thinking and inspiring people.
जी
Keep
थैंक
on
यू मैम।
thinking. Thank you so much. And Jayantajit, thank you so much for joining us and congratulations for this entire thing that you have made. It's a wonderful thing. Your mic is off. You can switch on your mic and say thank you to everyone who is just
Sorry,
watching
ma'am.
you right.
Thank you, ma'am.
You know what? The moment I start this series, I felt like that I am also a professor because all you students keep on calling me ma'am, ma'am, and ma'am. Either you call me Aaliya or I am a universal ba, sister of everyone. You can call me in by that name also, Aaliya ba. I'm a universal sister and I love to have this thing. So thank you
Does
so
it
much,
apply with me also?
Kasturi ma'am, for joining us. Yeah,
Aaliya,
yeah,
does it apply
exactly.
with me
And
also, Aaliya
Jayanta
ba?
and Sujitpal. No. You can call me Aaliya. Don't call me Ba. So students can call me Ba.
Sure.
Well, with this is Arsha Aaliya from 92.7 Big FM is signing off from this live series. But before we wind up, let me tell you the next is my favorite subject, जिसमें मैंने अपनी ग्रेजुएशन और अपनी मास्टर डिग्री कंप्लीट की है, that is mass communication. So I'm pretty excited for the next series. So see you guys. Till then, take care.